Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. If you remember from the previous video, I wasn't thrilled. I mean, I like these pages, but they don't really fit the vibe of the rest of the journal. And so I'm going to work on those right now. And when I walked into my room, saw it on the edge of on the corner of my desk somehow. Didn't see it the other day, but saw it today. I was like, I know where to start. I don't know where it's going to end, but I do know where it's going to start. So I am going to take my brush, which is, you know, not great bristles. And, well, this one apparently got sat in the water for a while. Next time I want to do rusty paper, I can just set that brush on them. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm just going to take some gesso and just do some dry brushing with the Cruddy brush, because for some reason that works nicely for distressing. And yes, the pages are in the book, which makes it a little bit more of a struggle. And I could go ahead and protect the other pages. That would be the smart thing to do. I don't need to protect that page though, because that one's also going to get the treatment. But and it's okay if gesso gets on the other pages. That's not a big deal. I can feel a little bit more free. Oh, probably don't want to totally cover the bird. We don't mind the bird being there. He can be there. Oh, and we can kind of incorporate both pages. Open this up. Kind of make it a little bit more seamless, maybe. I'm not going for anything perfect, obviously. I'm just trying to grunge up these pages and make them not quite so pristine. Also, it's a good way to, you know, you want to use some scrapbook pages, but you want to kind of make them more your own. Just add layers, add some layers. It's all good. So I'm gonna. Oh, I need more. It's probably. I think it's got a gloop in it too. Yep. Yeah, because my gesso is like 5 years old, it tends to get a little bit. Oh shoot, forgot there was a bird there. Sorry, bird. He's like, you saw me. No, I didn't. I forgot you were there. Don't get offended. Don't get offended, little bird. Your tail's gonna get a little bit, but we'll at least, you know, keep your face. I mean, or I could cover him with a pocket and, you know, then he'll be really upset with me. I mean, I really picked that page because I like the other side. Whoops. Don't really want it on here this thick. So we'll take our... If you get it on there too thick, just take a paper towel and wipe some off. And if it's a dry, crunchy towel, even better, because then you keep some line. There we go. I still want a little bit of... So I put some paint on and take some paint off. Sometimes, or I just press really lightly just to get these little white lines that go in there. Oh, went across the hook. That's all right. He fits in better now. He needs a little bit of white on him, kind of like an old photo kind of a deal. Let's see. And let's see. We did it on those. Let's do it on the bugs a little bit too. I mean, the bugs would be probably hanging out in a dirty garage anyway, or shed, right? So let's do that. Let's see. You know what? These are a little bit pristine too. I don't want to cover up the leaves necessarily, but I might want to just come in with inking the edges maybe. And whoops, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but when I ink it, you'll be able to see it better. So yeah, I mean, even after your book is together, if you want to come in and do some mixed media play in there, have a little bit of gesso here and there, you totally can. To any of the pages, all the pages. It doesn't matter. The boring pages, maybe you just want to push back, just have it just a little bit on that. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Oh, and like here, where it's just really orange and dark, I could totally change those pages. Or here, where we just have a lot of the script, a little text showing, and maybe it doesn't go with the theme because it's about Queens of England. And all right, Do you see what I see on this? So I think this one's going to get doodled on because there's kind of a mushroom here and kind of a mushroom there. Maybe a little piece of a mushroom here. And that is going to take some real thought and getting over my being a, you know, I'm afraid of messing it up. See, I'm afraid of messing stuff up too. It's not just you guys. Don't worry. I will do it eventually. I feel like I have to be in the right mind space for that, and I'm not right now. I think I would be sad. Maybe even a little bit on a coffee dyed page, just to add a little bit of, I mean, it's already a nice looking page. This is one of the pages from my friend Sharyl at the Whole Bucket. Now I said her name, and I'll probably, you know, below put her in the thing. If I mention channels, I try to put their channels below. I don't always remember, but I try to, because usually they're, you know, friends, and I want to help their channels grow, or if they have big channels, they don't need my help to grow, but I'm like, hey, this is when you'll want to watch because I talk about you. So there's that. Alright, and remember yesterday I got ink kind of smudged everywhere, so we're just gonna add a little bit of gesso on there just to grunge it up a little bit more. I'm doing really thin layers. They should dry pretty quickly, but I will go back through here and make sure none of the pages stick together, because that could totally happen. I mean, yes, I love this page, but also I don't mind adding a little bit of gesso just as another layer. Oh, and that might really help right here, where I've got that dark line. Oh, and also, I did work on some things, because I was thinking about, you know, where I have these really straight, rigid lines that I didn't love, and ways to deal with that. Now, some ripped paper would work. I also made some little pieces of collage crumbs or collage fodder. And I did make that one a little bit tall, didn't I? And too far. Oh, he'd be cute there, but then he covers the Alice. Anyway, that one might get used somewhere. This one also I made a little bit tall. This would be a cute belly band too. How about you? You don't have to cover the whole thing. Like just a little bit. It's not the right color. Yeah. So I made so these don't really work because I made the leaves too big. They're really cute though. Like, oh, that looks really cute right there. Because I think there's a little bit of darkness in there. I don't have to put these on right now. And I haven't decided on this one if I'm going to color the back leaves, cut out the inside parts yet or not. Because I needed to come downstairs to get these if I wanted to get all the parts in the middle. Because that's where my X-Acto knife is. It's down here. I just had my scissors last night. But I could paint these, I use markers. Color these a different color or leave them white. Either way would be interesting. In my eyes. I think it'd be interesting anyway. Alright, so those did not work for that. So I might end up doing, what Mariah was doing this morning in the live, and just rip some paper to soften that edge. See, that one looks like someone already did some distressing to it. It looks like more like they took color away than like maybe used sandpaper. To get that distressed look maybe. But now my whatchamacallit pages, my scrapbook papers are not so pristine, and they kind of go with the vibe of the book more. Alright, I'm going to do this on some other pages. This seems like a lot of just brushing on gesso for, you know, I don't want that to be the whole video. So I'm going to pause and I'll be back. I will have to recommend that you dry your pages as you go, because some pages will stick worse than other pages. or better, depending on how. See, yeah, some of these pages, I made the mistake of just going through and gessoing and not stopping. Now this is kind of cool. I don't mind that. That just adds to the grunginess of it. This I'm a little sad about because this paper is precious to me. That's some of the confetti paper from Sharyl. So I am just gonna kind of just take care of this by, I think I'm just gonna make this a pocket right here is what I'm gonna do with that. But I don't want things to get stuck on that in the pocket, so I'm gonna kind of peel away any bits or put on some I might put some washi tape, should I? Or I could just do the washi tape. I don't even have to do anything else. If I just do washi tape there, that would even be enough to just keep it from continuing to rip, basically. There we go. Because we've got that in the front of the book too, so might as well repeat the sounding joy. Repeat patterns that you've used. So that's one way to fix where that got really messed up. It didn't take, it's added to this page. Didn't take away from that page. And this one, I'm not worried about because I can add a little bit of paint on there. But this one, it messed with the integrity of the page. So I thought, well, I could make that a pocket or washi tape. That was a couple ways to kind of fix that. Here, I'm not worried about it. Kind of adds to that page and to that page a little bit. And the other pages where I've... Oh, here. Oh, the other side of this. Oh, and now I know that the paper that Sharyl sends me is fragile and just don't do things like this. Okay, that one wasn't so bad. I'm going to dry it. So I'm going to go back through, dry the pages. I think I need to go back to the first signature too and do the gessoing. But I've pretty much been gessoing on like every page because it just adds a little bit to each page and it will likely kind of unify the journal because it's very eclectic. I've got like some pinks and blacks and some browns and oranges and turquoise and yellows and so many different colors, and just adding a layer of gesso everywhere can kind of make it feel a little bit more cohesive as a journal, maybe. I'm hoping. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you agree. I don't know. Oh, like, I don't know if you can see here, but some of the color from here came off over here. That's a happy accident. So, that I'm actually. And I also, I added some to the cover and a little bit of that fabric and everything. Like, it's going everywhere. Alright, now I am going to just go through and I'm going to do all the pages and ink the edges. And even maybe come in a little bit where the gesso is and just kind of like darken that up a little bit in places. Leave the gesso white in some places and you know, brown it out in other places. I'm not going to use much wet media in this anyway, but I'm using the permanent coffee archival ink, this, because that's just the one I like to use. I don't have to worry about it coming off later on. If I wanted to, I could come in and use some distress inks and then kind of like splatter water to get like a mottled effect. That would be another way to go. Let's see, I can show you what I mean by that. I could do it on one of these pages. Let's grab a darker, like ground espresso. And so if I were to come in with the ground espresso in here and just kind of like put it in some places. So I'll do it here and then I'll probably do it a couple more places, because if you do it in one place, you probably want to kind of do it in some others. And you can just take some water on your fingers and drip it, or if you have, whoops, one of the Tim Holtz distress sprayers, if you spray a little bit, it sprays bigger spots. If you spray it more, it sprays smaller. Like, you know, the more you press the nozzle depends on what you get for your spots. And so now you can see the modeling that's happened. So where the water sprayed, where the distress ink was, we have some stuff happening I'll do that on a few pages, but not all the pages, because then I have to wait for it to dry or dry it or whatever, and I don't really have the patience for that at the moment. So I'm going to do that on some of the pages. I'm going to do the coffee on all the pages. You don't have to just use brown. You could use any of the colors to do this thing with the water. You could use oxides. This was a distress ink, but also the distress oxides work as well. In fact, didn't I have the... I did. I have it right here. So in case I want to add some rusty hinge somewhere, I'll keep that out just in case. So I'm just going to go through the book and do that. If I do anything different or more interesting than just inking edges, I will unpause and show you. Otherwise, this is just a tedious part. Now, if you try the Distress ink on 2 pages and it does this one page and doesn't do it on the other page, it's the paper. It's not your technique, it's the paper. Some papers, they just absorb the water too quickly and they don't really do anything. So, okay, and so this page has this stamp, and I think I used Chianti. I'm going to bring that over to the edge over here just to bring that over there. I might even do some of the houndstooth too in the brown, maybe, just to balance the pages out and make them look a little bit more cohesive, these 2 pages together. You don't have to. Also, that was a ghost. These are lighter, probably because I probably did like a ghosty thing with them. There we go. That's it. Just that right there is gonna make that feel more like a cohesive bit of stuff. And oh, you know what? Why not just even? I'm gonna be doing something over here anyway, bringing in. I want to layer on some pattern too with some of these other pages. Yeah, this is how far I've gotten. I'm on page 2. Alright, I've hit a page that is kind of plain, and I still want to leave this for writing space. So I just want to add some stamping. I've got some fun stamps that I like to use. I'm using Wild Honey, and I'm hoping I'm getting it to the edge here. Can't really see the Distress ink as easily as the oxides show up better on the foam. That's what I'm trying to say. And I will be bringing in the daisies and other parts, and all the more flowers than just the daisies too. But this seemed a little bit like the honey, the Wild Honey ink. I think I might have actually used that or something similar to it. So I thought that might work. And then we have this big blank space here. So I thought I would go ahead and just put that there. I mean, you could use it for writing too. And then a little bit coming off the edges, because why not? Just here and there, wherever. Like I said, these hold quite a bit of ink. Which is a good thing. And I could have even done multiple colors. Like I could have mixed. I'll do that on another one. I'll mix like that mixed with some of the peacock feathers. Would have been kind of cool. Would have browned out in some spots, been the honey in some spots and turquoise in other spots. I'll do that in another page. Because I will bring that stamp back. Might even do a little bit. Just like that, just to bring a little interest to the page, and I'll bring it somewhere else too. I don't know what I want to do here. I think I'm using this. This is too tall, but I think something there would be nice. Alright, we're not doing that now, Darcy. We are inking the pages. This is a page I added on yesterday, but this is like really white over here. So I think I'm gonna just tear this off over here and then add it as a feature stripe over here. Yep, I think I'm just going to do that. I may add more to it, but I just kind of wanted to bring that over there, and I like that I can see that through there because that's got some of that deep purple in there too. So, you know, just thought I'd do that, because why would I just ink the pages when I can squirrel all the way through the book? Now my question is going to be, do you think it's worth it to do all this? To do all the gessoing of all the pages and the inking of all the pages to get that grungy look? Because if you want your book to look aged and grungy and just, some people would call it yummy. I'm one of those people. It takes effort. It takes work. It doesn't just happen. You have to know some techniques, and the techniques don't work every time the way you expect them to. Like, I would like, when I do the distress ink and the water, to do something like that every time, but it doesn't. It does it better on gesso, I will tell you that much. But yeah, like, you know, even with gesso, some of the papers still don't do great. But where I got the ink on where there's gesso, it worked really great. So, you know, there's that. All right, I'm going to continue inking the pages. I've been doing it for quite a while now. I'm almost done. All right, I'm gonna try to do this again. Try to get this look right here. Is what I'm going for. To do that, I just kind of did this purpley eggplant one, which is a deep dark eggplant, and a little bit of the black soot, just here and there, not everywhere. And then just kind of tapped on the VersaFine Cante because that's the color I wanted. And let's hope that it's going to give me what I'm looking for. Hey, pretty close. And then I'll come in on the edges. It's a little bit more black probably than I was thinking, but you know, it still is working. All right, a little bit more purple on this side though. That's the black. Pay attention, Darcy. So we'll do the purple after the black, and then a little bit of the Chianti. You don't have to do your stamps all just one color. Just saying. Then you can take a chance, you know. It's all right if it didn't come out perfectly, it would have been just fine. Just gonna go right there over my other stencil. It's just background. You can't even hardly see it, but there we go. Now we got some daisies somewhere else in the book. Because you know me, if it's in one place, I like to put it in another place. Cohesiveness, you know? Making it all act like it's the same book from the beginning to the end, regardless of the colors and eclecticity. Eclecticity, is that a word? So I added some Mermaid Lagoon to this page, which meant I went back through and added it to some other pages as well. I was so close to the end too. So I've been over an hour it has taken me to do this. My shoulder hurts a little bit. But anyway, that part's done. I did add some of this little piece here that is kind of grungy. There is a grunge stamp at PM Artist Studio. It's different than this one, but if you want a good grunge stamp, that's on my next thing to order. But I just haven't ordered it yet. So I did add that to this page. So I will probably add it to some other pages here and there. I was trying to put some of the Mermaid Lagoon on it, but this also holds on to the permanent inks for a long time, just saying. So I'm just gonna kind of go through the book and add. I'm gonna try to get some Mermaid Lagoon on it though and see how that does. I don't think it's gonna. Oh, did kind of blew that up a little bit more. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through the book and find some places where I might want to add a little bit of. If I get it close to the edge, it's even better. Oh, and then this had like sat on a piece of my embroidery, plastic embroidery things, and some of the paint came off and stuck to the and so that's just like paint that came off of the embroidery thing, and it gives me some texture. It's kind of cool. It's kind of, you can't get it anywhere else. I don't know. I haven't taken a picture of it after it got the paint on it to try and make it into a stamp yet. I'll have to, because I like that added little bit to it that happened. But yeah, for some reason, I don't know, foam stamps seem to like really hold on to the ink, and you just get ghost print after ghost print after ghost print. It's kind of nice, really. And I'm just being random, just going through. Sometimes I'm doing it top bottom, sometimes I'm just doing it on the edges. And it's just kind of a cool effect. And that's just, you know, kind of where like I probably had black ink on there in the past. And so, you know, when you mix black and the blue, you get like a navy blue. That one's, it's starting to get a little bit brighter now, so that's cool. Cool. Oh, here I added some blue onto this side. That's not hardly showing, but because there is some like blue green in this side, so I thought, well, let's bring some blue over here because it was kind of plain. And we've got that turquoise poking through there, so when I do this, I just kind of do it on the edge because I don't want it to be the whole thing, and that's barely showing up, and that just means I need to add some more ink to it. I don't mind if it gets, like if it gets wet and more grungy, I'm okay with that. That would actually be kind of cool. I would definitely be okay with that. And how am I choosing which pages? There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just wherever I think, wherever it looks boring, I guess. Might be, you know, except for if I do it on this side, I want more of that rosy, purpley black. Let's do, not black. Where'd the eggplant go? Maybe eggplant, which will probably mix interestingly with the, I could test it out first, or I could just go for it. Nope, it just combined with the blue to make more navy blue, but it's at least a little bit more. So look at this page, came out great, probably because there was quite a bit of gesso on it. So this is kind of like what I want to happen every time I do the water over the ink, but it doesn't always happen. Whether there's all different reasons why. I don't always understand, but I know that there's all kinds of reasons why. Okay, and since this is a fall journal, and I did use some houndstooth here and there. Oh, here's another page that came out really well. I'm going to find my houndstooth, either stamp or stencil, and do some of that throughout the journal, just because I can. Look at that, super subtle, but it grunges it up. I like grunge. Not everybody does, but I do. Oh, and I'm going to scroll for a second because I don't want to forget to do this. So this little tip out here, this little flip out here, I want to add something on that line. So I am going to take some of this and just kind of rip it. I might take another piece too, maybe a more neutral piece or not, and just kind of put him, I don't want to go over that fold with my flower, that's all. With my flower, with my branch, I don't know, what do you call these things? I got that too straight on one side, I don't like that, okay. So now I'm just kind of going, and I could even cut it like I did some of the other ones. I do have that one that I did rip though, so it's okay. So I will want to have more than one place where it's ripped, is I think what I'm saying. Alright, I like that a little bit better, I think. And then he, she, whatever, can just kind of go on top. Alright, I'm going to ink it and glue it down and be right back. I use art glitter glue when I'm gluing these down because I don't want to break them. Because I put a lot of work into them and I don't want to break them. You know, I've drawn them, I've colored them, I've fussy cutted them out to the nth degree. And so I like that. I like blues and browns together. I could bring something over here, but it's not going to really go with that too much. Not that we're worried about things going, because I mean, you could even collage it on this piece and then bring it out there and bring it over there. I don't know. We'll use that somewhere, but maybe not here. See, that's I'll probably want to decorate that page or make it for journaling. But can you see how like this piece isn't quite as shiny now? And even though it was a scrapbook paper, it just looks it's incorporated better now. Just using the inks, the gesso and the ink really just made a difference. And then these are all grungy and dirty, and added a little bit of ink there and there. That's permanent ink, so I couldn't do the distress thing. Alright, so this page was another page I wanted to do something with. I want to bring some of the blue over here. I haven't colored this yet, so I won't put it in until I color it, but I think that might become a belly band over here. I've just used mixed media paper, so it's strong enough to be used as a belly band. And once my alcohol markers get here, I'll color that in. I've already got a little bit of the blue over here. And, you know, just be a bunch of fall colored leaves just falling down in a pile. And, alright, so yes, I was going to do some stamping throughout the book. That's right. Can't find my houndstooth at the moment, so I'm going to use my Harlequin. So I'm just kind of balancing these two pages, bringing in a third color, and kind of bringing them together like that. Ooh, this would have been nice on here too. Ooh, I do like my Harlequin to be at least the right way up. So I'm just kind of like trying to get it on there straight and just pressing in the corner. I inked the whole thing. I just want little bits here and there, but I don't want them all on a bunch of pages in a row. I don't mind it there, because I do have a color similar to that in that middle piece. Okay, skip a few pages. And see, I do have some houndstooth tape I could use. And I have a stencil and a stamp of the houndstooth. So once I find it, I'll just be able to, I just have to find one of them, you know what I mean? We'll just kind of go in the middle there a little bit, just little grungy bits of Harlequin. It's all good in the neighborhood. Here and there. It does not have to be an all over thing. You just kind of, this is one thing I do when it's almost out of ink, then I'll just kind of like put it in a couple spots on a couple pages. It's kind of a grungy look. Now this has like no, well, no, it has the yellow on it now, but it doesn't have a lot of color. But what I might do is find my borders again and add that throughout the book, because I've used that on one of my papers. Let's bring in some of this. Oh, I do prefer it to be straight. I could feel that wasn't straight when I put it on, but that's okay. Alright, skip a few pages. I'll add some more ink to it. I can change the color ink using the same pattern but with different inks throughout the book. Works. I can tone down that. She says I don't want it on the page behind. Or if I do get it on the page behind, I don't want it as a line. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? There we go. I've already got the houndstooth there. That doesn't mean I can't put some of that there. And have it overlap there just a little bit. Maybe even just a little bit here and there. I'm just pressing it with my finger, either, you know, wherever you see it coming out. That's just because I'm, ooh, we definitely have some over here, so, of this color, or similar to that color. So, let's go ahead and bring it out onto both pages. Maybe do a different pattern over here, but same color maybe. Alright, skip a few pages. That one could use some color. Bringing up more blues here. Oh, this could use some color. So I've only been kind of pressing lightly on it before, so it still has like a good amount of ink in some spots anyway. There we go. I like that. I might have it upside down because it has like writing in the yeah, I think it's upside down. It's alright. You can't really hardly tell because here it doesn't look upside down, so maybe they have it both ways. I don't know. I know not. He's got that red shirt over there, so you just bring a little bit of this over here. And maybe even just here and there, just for fun. I don't think this is going to show much on there, but no, just a couple places here and there kind of showed up. Just getting off whatever's left on there. That'll be nice and grungy-ish. Bring that color over here. Might be nice. I don't have to show you all this. I should probably pause while I do this, but sometimes you guys do like to know, you know, why I do things, how I do things. I just wanted to bring this color over here, and I may do it over here with the color, but a different stencil. It's not a stencil. It is a, I'm going to want to bring orange over here with something. You know, let's go ahead and put that kind of, yeah, and I haven't overlapped that pattern yet. I like to layer patterns. I think we've mentioned it before a few hundred times. Mention it a lot. You guys are probably tired of me mentioning how I like to layer patterns. There we go. About here. I don't know what's left on there, but we'll get off whatever's left there. Little bits here and there. Sure, why not? And put some back here. So you notice I pushed at the top and then push at the bottom. That way I wouldn't have like a distinctive line where it meets in the middle, kind of, sort of. Like that. I pressed at the bottom, and so here I'm pressing at the top, and you know, got off the little bits that were left on there. There might be still a little bit left on there, but not much. So that's one stamp. Just went through, skipped some pages, got that all through. I'm going to do that with some more stamps, and I think this stencil could be fun. This is one of my spooky time travel. This is the stripes or strips or whatever. I think some of this could be fun to use in here. If not on pages, then definitely on, where's the spooky time travel one? Definitely on ephemera. Ephemera. These are sold at pmartiststudio.com. And I think I'm just going to do a little bit of that. What color do I have? Black and the red and the teal. And maybe I got the brown trees, so maybe brown. Oops, I have, ooh, do I want that dark of a brown? I don't think that I do. Let me see. I kind of want to use, what does brush corduroy look like? I think I'll use brush corduroy actually. And I'm just going to grab, that might have had black on it. It's going to affect the color, but that's alright. So I'm just going to come in there. It's a distress ink, so I might also just go ahead and do the water thing. Probably want smaller sprays because it's a smaller pattern, right? And light that up. I don't think I got as much modeling in there as I thought I would, especially since it's on top of gesso, but oh well, that's all right. Still fun pattern. So now I put that there. I'm going to want to put it some other places as well. I like the little spider webby part, little eyeballs, whatever. It's just a weird doodly pattern I did at some point. So this time I will probably bring in, I don't know where my peacock feathers is, because that's more of peacock feathers, isn't it? Depending on if I want distress or not. I mean, we've kind of figured out the distress isn't really so important. Broken China is more blue than the mermaid. I was using the mermaid in some places. I really want the peacock feathers. I don't know what happened to it. And like magic, the peacock feathers was just there. It just, I didn't see it before, and then it was there. It wasn't in the drawer where it's supposed to be. No. No, no, no. It was in a little box on the corner of my desk where I did not notice it at all until just now when I did. Now it's going to mix with the brown that is on there, which I don't hate. I mean, it's more green now, but that's alright. Alright, let's go ahead and put that one throughout. Oh, and here I was going to, now when I say build out a pocket, because I think I said that yesterday. So I started this one as a pocket. I didn't like that paper there, so I tore it off. It didn't work for me, the shape of it or whatever. So I'm going to put this little stripe here, this little stripey stripe, glue that down with glue. I was trying to grab the water bottle. That doesn't make any sense. I could have glued this piece on afterwards too, but so I think it's Christy, my friend Christy, calls these feature stripes. Although she usually just has it as, like, if I just put this on like this and maybe added some other little bits, it'd be like a feature stripe, but I'm making a pocket. So I'm just trying to build out the pocket, have the pocket go out further, is what I mean by that. I do want to ink that first, don't I? Pay attention, Darcy. I'd be sad if you forget. I mean, you can still ink it afterwards. It's just, especially this side is going to be easier to ink now. And if I want to add a notch, I can, but I don't have to. Don't know that I will. So I'm going to glue here, this whole thing, but then I'm only going to glue the top and bottom of this piece. But I want it to be, you know, on this piece of paper really well. So I do want to glue that, and then just glue top and bottom here so I don't block my pocket. And that has built out the pocket to be a larger pocket. Straight would be nice. There's still a little bit of that blue here, and I don't know what I'll do there. Who knows? Something will probably happen at some point. Could even bring in a little bit more of this washi. Although once you put washi down, it's a little bit harder to glue over the washi. If you didn't know, that's a thing. That's harder to do. But, you know, as long as you're not having heavy stuff off of it, it's fine. Because I've used that washi in other places in the journal. So that was my finger making that noise right there. I'm not being gross. All right, what am I doing? Stenciling. That's right, I'm stenciling. I'm bringing the little spooky stencil in more places in the journal. There's a lot going on there. I don't need to really add anything there. Don't need anything there. Let's see. This has a little bit of blue here and there. I don't know. I might just, in the corners here. Where's my peacock feathers? What was I doing in the corner? Just a little bit. And the edges a little bit maybe. Just kind of come around the edges. Here and there. This actually came from like a larger doodle that I had made. And I just made it. I just cut out parts of it because otherwise it was too small to use basically. I don't know. It's interesting anyway. We're adding interest here and there. It's all good in the neighborhood. I do have peacock feathers, yes. Okay. Don't really need to bring in that color where it's not already. That's already got a, you know, a pretty, it's got a lot of patterns on that page already. Here we go. This one might work. Just add a little bit of color there. And now you can see kind of, you know, where I added some of the blue, although you saw that before, didn't you? Let's pull in one of these stripes, stripey stripes. Just adds a little bit of color back there. Do I want to do anything here? And if I got it over there, I can put it over here as well. It's not super noticeable, but it's a repeated pattern. And I don't know about you, but spider webs in the fall are a definite thing. Because I remember one Halloween, our church, the back of our church, it was a white building, and well, actually it might have been the whole, all the siding of the church, like there were spiders just covering it. I think it was mostly on the back because that's where the swamp was behind there. But it was creepy. And you know, that's a swamp where we had a ghost walk, because back then churches did ghost walks. All right, this is just a piece off of one of my stencils. It didn't print good, so I just kept this little piece as like a little corner piece to use here and there. It's one of the Halloween spooky ones. I don't remember which one. I don't think it's the time travel one, is it? No, I think it's the it's not the peacock swirls, but the one that kind of goes with the peacock, like the one that was inspired by the peacock swirls, maybe. It kind of goes around. And the snake, like it's a combination of some things. Alright, so that's some stenciling. I'll do some more stenciling and some more stamping throughout the book as I work in it and play in it. I don't have to do that all at once. But, you know, you get the idea of how to cohesify a journal by just using the same colors throughout the journal, using the same stamps and stencils throughout the journal. Yeah, like this one here, I do want to use that some more. The rosette from, oh, and I wanted to add another border. Oh, I want to use my flowers to make a border. I'm going to make a couple page edges, oops, using some stamps again, like I did before. Oh, did I just hit you? Alright, I'm going to do one with the wildflower and one with the daisy, because I do want to bring the wildflower into the book. Alright, so if I didn't want to overlap these, then I could just, well, I could do a couple things. I mean, it doesn't have to match perfectly, so I could just take a piece of paper and just kind of do that. And that way, looks like it's behind them. Or you could actually cut a mask, the shape of, you know, stamp it, cut it, and use that as a mask. But that worked well enough. And then I'm going to cut that out. And then I could use that as an edge on a page, or I could use it as a pocket. Or a tuck spot or whatever. It's not very thick paper and we've got little loose edges, so if I was going to use it as a pocket or a tuck spot, I would probably back it, and I would back it before I cut it, because otherwise you're having to cut it twice. So let me do that with this one as well. I'm going to use the same color. I like that color with this, and if I really wanted them to pop more, I could use paint or embossing powders. I am actually just going to do that. Oh. And I'm kind of turning it as I go up so that I'm not getting the same. And I'm going to do that one like that, and then do my little cover up like that, and get one in the middle again. Did it get perfectly? No, and that's okay, because you're not even going to notice once it's cut out. And that would make a fun belly band. I did have another page where I wanted to do a belly band, didn't I? Or it could be a page edge, or you can cut it down the middle and have it be 2 page edges, however you want to do it. So, that's kind of, it would be a little bit fun here, wouldn't it? But if I make it a belly band, I have to reinforce it. So I don't know if I want to do that or not. Oh, what I could totally do though is I'm going to cut it in half and do that. I'm going to do half of it on that page and half of it on the page up further. So I'm just going to estimate where the middle is there. It's not going to be perfectly in the middle, but you know, I just used the straight edge to get. Put this on this side. I'm just going to glue that there. So there it is on that page, and then I've got the bird over here, and I got the bird's tail over here, which I kind of wouldn't mind covering, so I could do it like that, or I could even do it like this, where it kind of like pokes out of this little flip here. That might be cool. What do I want to do? Is that how I want to? And then if that keeps as a flip out, or I could have it be, you know, a little hidden surprise when you do flip it out. Oh, I think I like this idea of just adding it back here, like you would lace, like just treat it like it's lace, you know. And that would have worked even more perfectly if I had like folded it in half. Then it wouldn't be just white on the back. So that's an idea too. You could do that and fold it in half and use it as a page edge, or you know, like it's lace. And that's kind of a cool idea. I kind of want to do that now. What color is this? Where do we need something? So like, I don't know if you noticed, but like this one, I kind of more kiss cut it. I left space around the petals, which gave me a little bit more leeway with things. And this one I cut like right up to where the stencil was. Either way is good. I don't hate that, but I don't want to lose that much writing space either. Let's see. There's a good spot. Got some good stuff happening in this journal. I mean, that's writing space too, but that's like a really plain page as well. Also, I have this issue. Okay, so this was a piece of cardstock, and then I glued a piece of fragile paper to it, and I am worried that it's going to rip, truth be told. So, I mean, so I might bring in, you know, something stronger to put down there, like a strip, like what I did with the other flowers, but just keep them whole and maybe do smaller. I do have smaller of these as well. So yeah, just find a place for this. Darcy, is it that hard? Apparently it's very hard. Ooh, what do we like this? Is that a little much? Because this is like a big expand. Alright, I'm putting it there. I don't need to ask anybody's permission. I can just do it. And then it brings more of the red over here. Alright, so this is going to be, I'll do a quick flip through at the very end. This, oh no, it can't be the last video. I will come back to this journal at some point in time. The thing is, I've got some October projects I need to work on, and it is the last day of September. So we may come back to this on a day when I'm finishing up, you know, using making ephemera or whatever. So the scraps that are left over are just going to go in my scrap bin, and any ephemera that's been started will go in my box, my unfinished box. And we'll make some ephemera that goes in here eventually at some point. But I've got some October projects that need to get done, and this one's just taking so long. So let's do and I still need a cover, and I'd like to let it marinate. I mean, this is my journal. I can take as long as I want to work in it, and you know, my brain needs a break from it right now. I've worked on it for 2 weeks. I think that's good. And it's a good base to work in. It'll be a fun journal for fall, and I will add more ephemera to it as time goes on, especially since my alcohol markers will be coming today, and I can make more ephemera to go in it. You got a pocket here. Oh yeah, there is one of these I'm probably going to paint over because I just did not like it. I like little flips here and there. Little washi tape for your flip. We got a pocket here. Got a belly band here, which kind of glued itself down. A little flip here. And very dirty hands because the ink won't come off quite so easily, but that's okay. And I will add some more of this, the wallflower stamp, throughout the journal. Because kind of, I like to, if you've gotten envelopes from me, or mail from me, you've probably seen them on some of my envelopes that I make. that is one of my favorite flowers that I have in my stamps. And it's not super easy to draw, so I'm really glad to have a stamp of that one. Like leaves and stuff are a little bit easier to draw. I don't mind if I don't have stamps of those. But some of the flowers especially the stamps, are not as easy to draw. So it's nice to have them in stamp form. So let me know in the comments, do you think it is worth taking 2 hours to grungify a journal? And you know, before you answer, be sure to look at that page. Especially when like it's a hit or miss when you get the that look right there, but when you hit it, oh, it's so good. I love some grunginess, and this is what I'm probably gonna cover quite a bit. I like this side just fine. That's just a little much. I've already gessoed on it. It needs a little bit more coverage. So yeah, and I like that I brought in some black here and there. I'll probably do that in other parts of the journal as well. There's the back of it. We grungified the cover as well. Don't know for sure if I'll cover that or not, but I don't mind it how it is. Could even like make little stickers that go in here that kind of like, I don't know. I only have 3 signatures in there. I don't have a title for the book either. You got a suggestion for what to call it? I hope you guys have a delightful day. Love you. And in case you're wondering, any white stencils you see me use and the foam stamps all come from pmartiststudio.com. Go check us out. That's where my designs are sold as well. Love you guys. Bye for reals.